Power to the people. Power to the people. Power.
A beacon of hope, I'm blowing out smoke. I'm getting high, writing rhymes with my head to the sky. I'm clapping at birds and giving praise. And you'll be amazed at what's displayed when the beat's played. Hey yo, this rhyme slays. Any rap is irrelevant, Ren. This is your last chance. This is the change you've been waiting for, anticipating for. The metaphor is physical. This is why you did endure the hardship and tribulation, racism, humiliation. How can they shit on the people who truly built this nation? And I'm debating what I should bring: the axe, the ox, the beast, the dragon, or the battle cat. This ain't no battle rap. I had to lead that ghetto crap and tell the ghetto fags that being ghetto should lead to positive acts. This is the poem to tell the people who push that we gon' push back. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Cold hands and freezing feet. Across the heartbeat like a simple loop on the NPC drum machines. Eyes wide open like a hook, looking to hunt his opponent. What a jerk, like scavengers, warfare the world want us to be. But I'm Egyptian, originally black, not white. Slavery exists in my today, I know my past life. Not looking for money and jewels, just freedom to breathe and rights to choose. Pain is a myth, stop the evil from heaven, it's freedom and be stiff. Cause hip-hop is in him ever since he was born. My physical training was the main aim and the goal. The discrimination turned his physical dreams into a lyrical war. So let me tell you, you and y'all, we should believe, love, dream, submit, commit, should fight and achieve the free human rights from the underground prison hell. And be aware, Rastafari movement is international. UNITED, RPM, Run DMC, Joker Screw, your ass, Pak Shakur. Most Def, KRS One, Anwar Sadat, Yasser Arafat, Abdel Nasser, Luther King, and Malcolm X. These are who we are, representing on the streets. Cause positivity is the first step of peace. So get off your knees and let me hear you say, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people. The hood niggas in me can't escape from him, cause he grew up with me, cause he grew up in me. I know you still didn't meet the love of future husband you wish to have in me, you wish to have in me. I write you a poem to inspire your soul with my greatness. I mix my ink with the flower oil so you feel love of nature. To prove you're unreal, you need to understand my people need me. Cause the hood nigga learned love from his people. That's why the love of kind of nigga you need has hard time breathing. Yeah, don't get it twisted, this is unconditional love, believe me. Power to the people. Power, power, power to the people. Power, 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 power to the people. People.
Peace, peace to the people in this room. Everybody, glad to hear you and see. This is World Media Coalition, Jazz Lovers Television. We live every Thursday in same room, same link, same place. And today we have amazing guests, like always, with me co-host Amar Mansour Ali Elbey from Brazil, who is the main director of this production, and also Makaku Ali Elbey, who have today technical problems with his audio. He can listen us. He now in hospital have some deals. But he is hearing you, but can't speak with us today. And also with us today, Vanessa Henderson, our main speaker. Hello, Vanessa, how you doing?
I'm good, Frickson. How are you doing today?
Oh, today was hard day. The new battles goes on, new hard gunnery against new destructions, new destroy buildings. Was today 8 buildings destroyed by Ukrainian army today, but we keep pray and keep the struggle. But don't wanna make sad news. Today wanna represent our amazing guests who with us doing great job for the society and for the culture and music. It's Ren Dillard and also Sergey Ivanov and Rene John-Sandy. Glad to hear and see you. Thank you everyone that joined to our conversation. hope we have today great meeting with all of you guys. So if you not will be angry, I wanna start with my new friend with whom we have speak not so long this weekend. Last weekend is Sergey Ivanov from Russia. Peace, Sergey. How you doing? He is represent Hip Hop Union in Russia. So I want to ask Sergey make some represent for this room, people in this room, about what the organization Hip Hop Union. Please tell
greetings. Thank you for the introduction. I'm glad to see everyone joining today this super program. And yes, I'm sending greetings from Russia in Moscow, where I'm now situated, and maybe a couple of words about our organization, as we're dealing with the hip hop culture as a social media, as a social vehicle, and we work a lot with youth. With music, with dance, with visual arts, and utilizing hip hop as a tool that helps for the education, for the additional education, to work with the tribal teenagers, with disabled people, with some other social categories. And we're also working as an artistic enterprise, making music together, issuing music in the internet. Today, Rene John-Sandy, our comrade, also participating, and maybe a couple of more words about the project that we're doing together, Stop Shooting, that is dedicated to the Stop Violence movement through the music, through the rap music. And I've been also attracting a number of guys in Russia to participate in this movement, and we've been shooting a video, making tracks, also all dedicated to this problem of the shooting in the schools, shooting among teenagers. And we believe that hip hop helps to heal this and to resolve this through music, through lyrics, and that gives a promise to us that in the future the situation will be eased down. And now we're working on this project together. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Please tell us why on your site Hip Hop Union also have some quote that about patriotism 2.0. What it's mean?
We try to talk a little bit more about the patriotic movement, not in sense of tanks and guns and maybe too phony ambitious, but about more realistic attitude, where we are patriotic about our houses, about our yards, about our cities, about our blocks. So this is our local patriotism, where we all have to stay like humans and help each other to build community and prosperity on the spot, to bring some empowerment through the hip hop and through music and various genres, not only hip hop, but we try to utilize, different genres, also attracting maybe some rock musicians, or maybe not only graffiti writers, but also like classical writers. But it's cool when we have a chance to join all that together and to work together to bring some social well-being. Yeah, that's all about that patriotic stuff.
I see on the site the logotype Hip Hop Union in Russian Union Soyuz, the name. This logotype is some picture have like cosmic, right? What is about this logotype?
Yes. We've been taking this image from the space mission of the 1974, when it was the famous space handshake of the Russia and United States in the open space. And we've been thinking about to shift this image as a symbolic stuff to our sign, also to remind that as the space has that aura of the conflict-free space, we try also to transfer it to our work. That's it.
So it's like attempts to build some bridge between different countries, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about it, yes.
So please tell us about these projects that already was done and what bridge was built between countries, maybe some main projects that already was special for you and also for your friends from other side of planet.
Maybe one of the most inspiring project for us was the working with the Temple of Hip Hop from the United States in the Trinity College. We've been participating
Nice.
at the Trinity Hip Hop Festival. As I remember, it was 2017 or 2016, where we chanced to meet with Rene, with some other guys, with Professor Markle. And it was really, really good and inspiring project. And then we chanced to win a big grant, and we invited 5 practitioners and hip hoppers from United States to visit 3 Russian cities. The project called Under the Curtain. So we tried just literally just to put up that curtain to make it more visible what is happening in Russia. And then back and forth, we've been going to the United States and we've been participating in the big hip hop festival. Also participating in the knowledge ciphers, presenting our work there, and a lot of good connections, good communication. So it was really breaking down, that stuff. And actually, we're doing another project called Volga Hip Hop, also with the support of the embassies and some other foundation. But due to the COVID situation, we've been doing it virtually. And physically, we've chanced with our team from Moscow to visit a couple of cities in Russia, but we've been connecting with Portland-based NGO from the United States and making a series of workshops together with Mike Crenshaw and making huge projects, but virtually. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Please tell us about the hip hop library that I know you make some representations of the books that include the information about music, about the culture, and not only about hip hop, but also about some self-creation, like I understand about some knowledge. Why you choose this project? For most people today in hip hop is main element is rap, but why you looking for the knowledge today? And
Yes, this is a very important part of our work, and we utilize literature a lot, texts, physically in the books, in the brochures, in the comic books. We have a huge collection in Moscow and St. Petersburg, and this is a part, as I call that, our methodological work. And I think it's very important to attract more youth, not only for the performing practices like rap, like music, like dance, like graffiti, but also to, let's say, to the knowledge making, to the production of the text, to the investigation, and to maybe some scholar work. So through this book activity, we're not only spreading the book itself, but we encourage youth to work more with the science, with the analyzing, with the critical thinking. And we think it's very important part of our work as a center. And now we're waiting for the new venue in Moscow where we can place physically all our books, all our materials, and to attract more people to work with it. Physically, we have one space in St. Petersburg actually working with books, but this is the small one, and this is close to the dance center. So this is all in one, like in dance center, the place where you can sit down, take book, and just read or discuss something like that. Yes.
Okay. Is the kids or some young men or girls have interest for the books in this library?
Yes, yes, we have a huge interest, especially when we participate in the big festivals. We've chanced for like 5 times to bring our collection to the big hip hop festivals, and we saw a huge amount of interest, a lot of books. So we place the book on the bookshelves, and we make it like accessible for everyone to approach and to take a book and to sit and read and so on. So, and it was, yeah, a crowd of people wanting to do that. And so I hope in the future we'll try to like buy more new books to attract more people. And I think it's very important also to support this activity.
Okay, thank you. It's very hard work to take the book, especially in other language. And I know you with your team translate many books in Russian language from different language from English. Like example, tell us please about your team who help you translate and how you make production when you translate the book and then when you publish, or how you make the production of the book, or it's do-it-yourself books?
Yeah, that's a good question. We have a kind of a team that's helping us with the interpreting. Our mate Bobish is our main man that helping with the translations. And also we attract him to our project online to be interpreter. And actually we've been issuing one brochure, mostly DIY. Also, yes, because it's quite complicated to attract financing for the issuing a book and for translating a book. But now we started to issue our own brochures, like small books. And now we issued like the last volume with the support of the project with German Institute, and it is called Hip Hop and Cultural Resistance. But a number of books waiting their term, in sense of when we'll have more resources, then we can. For instance, I've almost finished a book by Josh Loss, making the beats, the art of the sample-based music. It's waiting its turn to be issued. And I know a couple of publishers in Moscow where we have, good connections, and still we're in negotiations with them.
Okay, thank you. I want to speak from my side because I'm living in a little town. It's not so big like Moscow, because Moscow is the capital of Russia, most biggest city in Russia, and I'm living, we can set in small town, and we have no the storages or the shops where we can buy the books about the hip hop. So it's really good that we have also the electronic PDFs or books that we have access on the internet on your site, Hip Hop Union, where the big library of different books. I know not so many information today, especially in Russian, so it's hard work. I know because I'm also make some translations, and know that when we try find information about some deep roots of hip hop culture, or some interviews with some dancers or graffiti writers, it's good when you speak with people face to face and get the information, because have some situations some people make not so truth texts, and it's good when you have different types of access, different communications. And please tell us about the connections between your hip hop union and the some of educational centers, maybe universities, and how the people today see, is it need to connect hip hop with education on the universities, like you think about this, and have you some projects with this study?
Yes, we have a number of projects with the state universities. Actually, we're working with RAO. This is a big state university that is making curriculum for the local ones, for the smaller ones. And now we're preparing a program for the youth where hip hop could be taught as an educative stuff. Actually, we're like developing our methodological materials where we should, list the lessons, the names, and the hours that needed to be taught and to be examined. So I think this is a part of institutionalization of the hip hop that happens for the last decade, I would say, and not long ago in the hip hop. In the hip hop network, in the European hip hop studies network, there has been a conference in Paris not long ago, and there has been a lot of discussions around, hip hop in the university, hip hop in school, what is the purpose, what is the methodology, what needed to be done, and what is needed to be, clear of. So this is a huge thing, and we try only to start this activity. But for the last 5 years, we also chance to work with the State Pedagogical University, with the Financial Academy. So this is the big, universities where we made workshops for the students.
Okay, thank you. We now call our the show that I found my voice, so I wanna also ask my friends who in this room. Maybe some of you have questions also for Sergey Ivanov, maybe Vanessa or Ren Dillard or Rene. So please open your mic and speak.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you very much that you join us today.
It sounds like some wonderful projects you're working on, Sergey.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, man.
Actually, I got my audio working, so I hear everybody clearly now. This is Marco Kuva Ali El Bey, and I want to welcome everyone to the World Media Coalition Jazz Lovers Television Network. I found my voice with Sapdet Ma'at, Van Miller. Van, how you doing?
Today, and yourself. I hope that everyone is here in our space today, and we'd like to welcome you to the Van Miller Talk Show. I found my voice, a space where we come every Thursday at 12, a space where we're unscripted, where we're able to speak our minds and speak and talk on whatever it is that we like to speak on. And I'm truly amazed at what you have going on, and to see the coalition that you have with hip hop and education. I've never really thought about how the two could come together and interact with each other and see the outcome that you are having with that. That is absolutely amazing. And I applaud you for what it is that you're doing. It was just amazing to hear that. You would never think that people would be interested in the book side and the education side when they are in a music space. And then my question was going to be to you, how were you handling that? And then you came and you said that you were all in a virtual space and doing that. And that's to get the results that you're getting in a virtual space. I just want to, see how that outcome of that is going to be once we get out of the virtual space and everybody's able to come back together. So I applaud you today for that. It's just amazing. And Frickson, you're doing an amazing job today. Thank you so much for hosting today.
Right on,
Appreciate
thank you that
Vanessa.
you support me, because I'm not so good English speaker.
You're doing well. You're doing well.
Right on, right on.
Yes.
Sergey, excellent work. I just want to share with you that my affiliation with the Zulu Nation is I'm the official high priest of the Universal Zulu Nation. So as things move forward, all of you will be contacted by Frickson, because later on during the November, the anniversary of hip hop in the Zulu Nation, we're going to launch the 5 elements of hip hop award ceremony. So we'll be moving forward with that, and everyone that's on board here will be able to contribute to that production on an annual basis. So please keep that in mind. I'm Marco Kuvo Ali Obey, and as I said, I'm the official high priest of the Universal Zulu Nation. And Ren Dillard is an artist, a dynamic artist. Ren, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Glad to know you're doing well.
Oh yes, brother. Moving forward, man. You want to share some of what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, my name is Ren Dillard. I am a visual artist, spoken word artist. I'm a all-around sort of arts advocate. I'm also a writer and a educator in terms of visual art and in terms of spoken word. A lot of what I'm doing right now is just creating work that challenges people to basically do self-examination and really kind of look inward for a lot of the issues that we're facing outwardly. And so typically my work challenges people to really kind of take a personal perspective. And I curate art shows as well that challenges other artists to have that same sort of approach to what they're doing. Currently, I have 3 different exhibitions happening. You came to one of them, I know, this past Saturday, one that's called Ancestor's Dream, where all of the artists were challenged to basically interpret where their ancestors kind of imagined them being now in 2022 visually. And that was a huge success. A lot of people came out to that exhibition. We had a really awesome time. It was really lighthearted, and hopefully everybody left with their souls filled a little bit. I also have another exhibition down in Thomasville, Georgia, at the Thomasville Center for the Arts. It's called The Next 100 Years. And it is sort of a Afrofuturism exhibition where all of the artists, 16 different artists from Atlanta, Georgia, were asked to create artwork that depicted what the next 100 years would look like for melanated people across the globe. And all of the artists just did such a fantastic job. That exhibition actually opened here in Atlanta first at the Southwest Art Center, and then it traveled down to Thomasville Center for the Arts, and next it actually goes to FAMU. So it's actually a traveling exhibition where, hopefully we'll be able to start conversations and have people thinking about, what the next 100 years will look like. Because if you look at the news or if you look at the media in general, it looks pretty dire. So as opposed to beating that drum beat of sort of this dystopian future, with the artists that I'm working with, we're actually trying to put another vibration out into the world about a utopian future where we actually figure a lot of these problems out. And historically, that's what humanity has done. We're presented with daunting tasks, and we might wrestle with it for a little bit, but historically, up until this point, we're on a Zoom call right now, so somehow we made it up until this point. So I got to believe that that that'll happen going into the future. And I want to be one of the people who helps crystallize that vision for people with my art. Lastly, I have one last exhibition, and it hasn't opened yet. It's opening on March 5th, but all of the work is hung and it looks really beautiful. And it's called Enchantment. And that's at the Chattahoochee Hills Gallery at Studio Swan Center. And it's going to be an amazing show. It's actually a duo show between myself and another really fabulous artist named Tracy Morrell. And it's all sort of, it's totally different from the other two exhibitions. It's really about aesthetic beauty and just really capturing, beautiful visuals. So hopefully people can look at it and just kind of have a peaceful, well-being sort of state of mind through our artwork. So those are three of the exhibitions that I currently have going on, and I have a full schedule for the rest of the year. So I'm a full-time artist, and just walking my path.
Beautiful, beautiful. My son is a fine art major as well, and they recently actually opened. I want to put you in touch with them. They recently opened a place in North Carolina called Art and Dine, and they have like art. They do art classes and show art and do events, and people can come in and do lunch and that kind of thing.
Oh wow!
So I'm gonna try to get the two of you to connect with each other.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love art. You have you been out to the Black Wall Street and seen the?
You know, I'm actually supposed to go out there. I actually have a meeting there next Friday. So I'm excited about going out there for the first time. I've heard about it. The main installer who installed most of that artwork at the Black Wall Street space is my installer that I use for the Next 100 Years exhibition. So he's been telling me all about it, and he set up this meeting between myself and the individuals over there about getting some of my work there, but also some of the artists that I work with, getting them in that space.
Yeah, it sounds like it's definitely a perfect fit for you out there. It's an amazing.
Oh, sweet.
If you get an opportunity to to go out and really take a look at that space.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I did a virtual tour of it, and it looked amazing. So I can't wait to actually see it in person.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, Sergey is asking everybody to post a link.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. But
okay.
we thank you. We thank you, and we thank you for your contribution to our people and what is going on, because if we truly don't do what it is for us, then there will be no history if we don't create.
Well, particularly with the Next 100 Years exhibition,
yes,
one of the things that we wanted to focus on, and what we noticed was that whenever you watch a horror movie or a futuristic sort of movie, melanated or Black characters usually had a minimal role in those movies. It's usually one guy and like 8 white guys, and usually the Black guy dies first, or whatever the case may be. And so I always think about growing up, I used to watch like Dick Tracy and Star Trek, and they had all of these things that we're actually enjoying now on those films, like talking to your watch and having flip phones and stuff like that. And so I think a large part of that is what they called predictive programming, where you already have that technology available, but it's just not available in a large space. So what ends up happening is that people get accustomed to seeing that kind of stuff on the screen, and then the next thing you know is that you're holding the phone like that, or you're speaking into your watch. So we wanted to make sure that we created artwork. Our exhibition is basically a vision board for the future, so that we can actually imagine ourselves into the future, in again in a sort of utopian way.
I love that. I love that. And that exhibition is where in Georgia now?
Oh, you went out for just a second. Say that once again.
I said, and that exhibition is where in Georgia now?
It's at Thomasville Center for the Arts, and I'll share a link shortly.
Okay.
But it will be on display until April 16th.
Okay. Please do that, because I love art. I mean, you know, I grew up with my son. We were always traveling somewhere to see something. He started when he was like about 4 years old, and so we were always traveling somewhere to do something with art.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, it's an honor, privilege, and pleasure to be on the call.
Yes, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come to our space. That's where we tell people to come to our space. Yes, Frickson, back to you.
Yes, thank you very much. I have questions also to Ren. Please tell me, I see on the other side of you some pictures. It is examples of your art or not?
Oh, no, that's not my work. That's actually some beeswax work with another artist that I work with. That's not my work. My website, if you want to see some of my work, is renswork.com. That's RENSWORK.com.
If it's possible, I'm not so good in English, so if it's possible, put it in the chat so I can copy and paste on my browser if it's not so hard for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, I want to ask you, who is maybe 1 or 2, 3, how I don't know how many you have main people who inspired you for your arts, or maybe some people who inspired you to make arts, or where you have some ideas for your pictures or for your art exhibitions?
Gosh, so many different artists, from Charles White to John Biggers. Salvador Dali is a huge influence of mine. I love Salvador Dali. A lot of my early work was really surrealistic work. Alex Gray. Everybody loves Frida Kahlo. Some more contemporary artists that are working right now are like Carol Walker and Kehinde Wiley, who did the image of Obama that's now at the High Museum. So, you know, all of those artists have influenced me over the years. And I like to think that I put little elements of their work inside of a big pot and put the lid on it and then turn the burner on low and just kind of let it simmer. And that's where my work bubbles up from.
Okay.
So see, you have something in Zanai
I do. Yep.
Okay.
And that's the Ancestors Dream exhibition. And that's a great exhibition. It's 8 different artists that, again, we're all challenged to really kind of interpret where they figured the ancestors imagined them at currently. So the next 100 years was present looking into the future. Ancestors' Dream is the past looking at the present.
Okay. Yeah, I used to have my product in that space. So I'm very, very, very familiar with that.
Yeah. Dion is amazing.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
It's right across the street from Slutty Vegan.
Yes.
And so, it was the perfect combination. You can go and check out some art, and then go and
stand in line to get
stand in line to get exactly.
Yes. Yes. I'll go check that out. It's right over there. Yeah, I like that.
Stuff.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to introduce our next guest, Rene John-Sandy. Hello, how you doing? Glad that you join us today. Please tell us about your project. I know it's called Hip Hop Loves Foundation. Why you choose that name?
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Pleasure and privilege to be here. My name is Rene John-Sandy. and co-founder of the Hip Hop Loves Foundation. We just chose the name just basically based off of like, you know, using hip hop as a tool to connect people from all over the world. Our main mission is to educate and empower youth globally. So we use hip hop, sports, and arts to do workshops with youth in different countries all over the world. And we also use technology as a platform to connect youth globally. So that's basically the gist of like how, you know, we've used hip hop within that and using hip hop as a tool, as a positive tool to connect youth. We started it in 2009 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I'm currently actually in Brazil right now. We worked in different favelas here, and you know, we've worked in 4 different continents, and we connect with other community-based organizations, non-for-profits, and any, you know, individuals, organizations that are about, you know, empowering youth and connecting people all over the world. So that's basically the gist of what we do. And that's how I've actually connected with Sergey at the Trinity International Hip Hop Festival. So we've done a lot of work together. I think Sergey touched upon a project that we've collaborated on called Stop Shooting. We've done 2 volumes. It's actually 2 albums we've done that have artists from 25 different countries sharing a voice and a platform to take a stance on gun violence, police brutality, you know, that's happening in our global community.
Hey, brother, that's what's up, man. I'm actually in Salvador right now.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, no doubt.
Yeah,
cool.
I do the same thing with a couple of with the community here, teaching. Built the cultural center on the island, on a nearby island. Work teaching kids martial arts and meditation and stuff like that. I've been here for 13 years though.
Oh, nice. All right.
Any plans on coming up to Salvador, bro?
Definitely have some plans to do that for sure. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we definitely can connect. Yeah, and love, you know, we love to do some stuff up there as well, man.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna put my contact info in the chat. So
cool.
All right.
It's small world.
Yeah, right. And also, we've been working on a project called the Global Empowerment and Cultural Summit. So basically what we want to do is have different artists, educators, athletes, you know, trendsetters, people like trailblazers that put everyone together in one space to have like different workshops. Panel discussions, and do different events to have like real conversations and some takeaway actions of, you know, really just creating a better global community. And we feel like, you know, using tools like hip hop, like sports and arts that people can connect with, you know, you put everyone in a room, even people who think they may not like each other, like, you could probably find a common bond between people amongst, you know, those, you know, these things. So like, that's why we think it's very important to do these different, you know, use this as a platform. So, you know, like I said, we've been doing this for like going on 13 years now. So, you know, we've seen a lot of different progress going on with it, connecting a lot of different people and, you know, just paving a way of just like really showing how, you know, we all are connected in some capacity and using that in the platform in a positive light.
Okay, thank you. I now open your site, Hip Hop Loves Foundation. It have much information. I see on the picture right here. Is this Sadat X from Brand Cuban?
Yes, it is. Sadat X has facilitated hip hop workshops, and you see right next to him, that's Punchline. That's also, he's done workshops with us as well, facilitated Dres from Black Sheep, some workshops, Elder Sensei. We've worked with a lot of different hip hop artists. Edo G from Edo G and the Bulldogs. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of people in our community that, you know, sometimes you don't, you know, you see them, you know, in the limelight or just, you know, from, you know, hearing the music, but a lot of people do put back and give a lot into the community. And so, yeah, this is just name some of the few that we, you know, we've worked with during our journey.
Okay. Please tell maybe how you feel. Is the Brazil hip hop and USA hip hop have some difference? And for you, I know you was in USA, now you in Brazil. What is your opinion? Have it some differences, and what is the main difference, if you think so?
I feel like there's a lot of actually there's a lot of similarity. It just depends where you are. Like, as for example, in Brazil, like here in Rio, there's a lot of like the vibe of like hip hop here is more trap, like hip hop trap. Where like if you go to Sao Paulo, there's a lot more people that resonate with like golden era type vibe of hip hop, and it's kind of interesting because being here and talking to a lot of different artists, like in Sao Paulo as well, they know a lot of history about hip hop, and to be quite honest, some of them know a lot more about hip hop than you could say from the average person in the United States when you're really getting down to the culture. So, I don't know if I think there's just a lot of similarities with it. I feel like there's a lot of respect, a lot of homage to it, and seeing how even different vibes of music, like you have what you call funk music here in Brazil, which is basically something that somewhat derived. Obviously, everything's derived from like kind of the African culture, of course, but even from the United States, you have you have from back in the late '80s, like Miami bass music, and that's like where the funk music derived from. So it's pretty interesting to see how things just evolve in different places.
Okay, thank you. You talk about Miami bass, and I remember about Sam Denegao show from Brazil to our friends from Universal Zulu Nation worldwide hip hop movement, Glacio DJ and Janina Lady, who have on Brazil the show that called Sam Denegao. They usually played the Miami bass and also electro funk breakbeat shows. They put it live on the live, and we exchange it on our radio too in Russia and Lugansk People's Republic. Very positive family, very funky rhymes. Please tell us about your communications with Sergey in Russia, and what you have, maybe some experience from hip-hop activists in Russia, and how you feeling about the culture in that region.
Sure. So like I mentioned before, I met Sergey, him, Mad Chief, and MC Suge at the Trinity International Hip Hop Festival. It was 2017. And, we just vibed, and we just, we're just talking about the stuff we were doing. And, I spoke to him, I said, I'd be so down to come to Russia and, be able to do some workshops and collab. And he was like, yeah, I'll definitely be down. And, we stayed in touch. And, 2018, actually, Sergey presented the opportunity to be able to come out to Russia and do some master classes and workshops in 5 different regions in Russia. So this was in May of 2018. So I came out there for, it was about 2 weeks, and with the 5 different cities. And it was an amazing experience, to be able to connect with different artists, to connect with the youth in different communities. And you could, it was really just to see how the culture is just so enriched all over the world. And I feel like at times, like, people don't really even see that, or can even fathom that, especially if you don't go to different areas and see how that is. And also just, understanding, like hearing like hip hop, in different languages, and just feeling the vibe. At times you don't even have to necessarily fully understand what someone's saying, in that particular language, but you can feel the vibe of the music, which I feel is really great. And, I had a great time within that, and I actually came back again in 2019. This when they were doing actually Sadat X and Elta Sensei were performing in Moscow and in St. Petersburg, and just to see the vibe of people like that really appreciate and respect and honor the culture, I think it's just really it's really amazing, and I feel like it really breaks down barriers for people to understand, like what you can see in mainstream media and all that, and what people hear, and like the perceptions and stereotypes. And then when you come to places like coming to Russia, it was like really great to see all this stuff, and then to be able to share that with other people. I think I think it's important, and I think that's one of the things that which hip hop does. I mean, like which it has been doing for quite some time. You know, it's a voice for people who have been voiceless, so to speak, or maybe you've gone through strife or some type of struggle, but it's also connected people on that vibe in a space of love, you know, and that even tells back to like your first question about how, you know, why we came up with that name, you know, and it's about, you know, the love, the passion that people have for even the culture, and, you know, and bringing that within communities and connecting communities with that. Like a lot of people don't understand, like, you know, in New York back in the days, like when people were breakdancing, you know, breakdancing came, you know, and it stopped actually a lot of violence where people were doing battles. So people, instead of going around to different neighborhoods to fight or, you know, hurt one another, it was just kind of battling out certain things and using that tool to, you know, to be in that space and be creative within that. So, you know, and that sometimes with some of the stuff doesn't get, you know, acknowledged or predicated in the mainstream media about like the influential positive use of hip hop within that on a global perspective. So yeah, I mean, you know, Russia was amazing. Like, you know, and I always tell people, hey, you got to go out there, go to Russia, check it out. The culture is amazing. The people are amazing. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Okay, thank you. We have a new guest in room now, the Nala Suleiman. If I'm not mistaken, Vanessa, it's from Nigeria.
Right.
No, Sudan, Mr. Ahmed. How are you, Mr. Well,
Actually,
Hi,
Dr.
how you doing?
Sudan.
everybody.
Sudan.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. How are you doing? And welcome to the show.
The network signal very bad, you know.
I'm sorry?
Network signal is not.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the consequence of it, yes.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank
We
you.
also have in this room the Tenisha. I see she. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
We good. From where you are?
Well, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, right now. I was actually born in Salem, Virginia. So,
Okay.
from the mountains. But I've been in Georgia most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have some questions for our guests today.
Well, I'm mostly just listening so far. Everybody's been so informative and they have such dynamic projects going on. I am definitely in a state of learning right now. I can't say that I have developed more questions than I have just taken in the information.
Okay, thank you. I see some pictures of art behind you.
I saw the art too. I said she's an artist.
Yes, I am an artist. These are actually a few of my own.
Wow.
That I decorate the house with until they're sold.
Okay.
This is a piece from Ren. He gifted to me. He's actually on the line that I put up on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for that.
And him.
I was one of the artists in his Ancestors Dream show.
Mm-hmm.
I did the Infinity Notes and the imprint piece. I put two of my pieces in there. One of them is, I'm an abstract artist. So one is a abstract and then the other one is an abstract illustration that, of course, you know, he wanted us to fit to the theme of the show. And so this was actually my very first art show. Thanks to Ren, I got to be a part of.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Make sure that you put your information in the chat as well.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you do that. Yeah.
I'm still on to be.
You figured it out.
Everybody
Everybody that comes to the show
exposed. I'm still learning.
Yes. Everybody that comes to the Van Miller Talk Show, I Found My Voice, is a guest. We put our guests on our flyers, but everybody that comes to this space is a guest.
Yes, so, that is imprint right there.
That's beautiful.
This is Makaku just sent me this picture. It is like I understand
Well, that is the painting. It's cut off just a little, but yep, and that's me at the show.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Michael
see.
Cooper was nice enough to let me, admire his own artwork staffs. So I was enjoying that as well. But that is me standing beside Imprint. That is the illustration abstract that I did for the ancestors. She represents the mother and everything that comes together in nature to work together. There are a couple of the colors of the African flags in her crown. The African totem tree that's in the picture. I'm very familiar with Blackfoot Native culture. It's in my family, so I learned a lot about totems, spiritual totem signs. So that was part of my inspiration for this painting. And I put, it's a little cut off in my view, but if you get a chance to truly observe it, it is at the Xena Art Gallery. There is the foot, the heart, the mouth, the eye, and the hand. They all represent, I think, dynamic instruments and what our ancestors passed down to us.
It's truly a voice.
Awesome, awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
How much time you spent painting this good artwork?
That is a tricky question. The hours were lost to me, I must tell you. I'm sure I spent at least 2 days without sleep. It was more than a week. There is a zone that I indulge in that does not allow the calculation for too much time or space. So, it is something that I completely indulge in, and I oftentimes forget to eat. So I can't honestly tell you, but it wasn't overnight.
Okay, Sergey. We have also 2 guests. I don't know, they have no names, only see their phones numbers. So maybe if you hear us, you can open your mic and speak. Please introduce yourself, from where you are and how we can speak with you. What is your names?
Greetings, this is Isma in New York.
Hi, Isma, how are you doing?
Oh, fine, fine. Hope all is well with everyone on the call.
Yes. We're doing great today.
I don't really have that much to say. As is world news now, New York is in the world news everywhere, between all of the shootings, the killings, so on and so forth. And I was pretty much perturbed the other day to hear that the family who's owned their property in New York for the past 76 years are now being evicted. And, the courts and the attorneys and so many other agencies are involved in helping to evict Black families in whole communities now that the courts have opened up again. And so I think, it's always my wish to start a national Black treasury so that when things occur and we have a council who is the representation for that national Black treasury, we have the funds to put forward to fight the fight. So that's always my desire on any level, whether it's a play that needs to be produced that's going to give a very enlightening message for which funding is needed, but it can't be produced because we don't have the funding, or if there's some kind of educational opportunity that we need to pursue to assist the youth, so on and so forth, we can easily have funding to do so. So I can create with ways. The information highway, the highway has been open now for 20, 30 years, and we're still not even on the road. in terms of technology, so on and so forth. But that's what Afrofuturism seeks to do, to look at the past and to bring us hopefully to the future to see what we can do technologically, so on and so forth, because that is our beginning from our motherland. We are the origins of all that exists today. Now we just have to go back and reclaim that and bring it into the present for our own good. Okay, thank you for listening on that note.
Thank you,
Okay,
Isma.
thank you. Makakuvo just asked me to put this picture again. I don't know why. Maybe he wanna say to us something.
Makakuvo?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Going to the comment from me, I'm sorry. Vanessa, was that a question directed to me?
Yes, Frickson said you asked him to put the picture back up.
Put the picture back up?
Yes, from the artist.
It's already up, isn't it?
Yes. You have a comment on it?
Do I have a comment on it?
Yes. You have comments?
Well, I put the picture there so everybody can see. That's my comment. I think it's a beautiful piece.
Yes, I see the ancestors. It seems like their ancestors and everything there. I see the. Are these the ancestors?
Yes.
Okay. I saw
they
that.
They represent different kinds of ancestors.
Okay.
Different.
Well, see, abstract art is left to the interpretation of the person that's viewing it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So when you look at it, it could also be a constellation of souls.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that
absolutely.
Meaning that our ancestors have gathered in that painting to chart the path forward for those who can see the vision that's displayed in that painting.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't share that when I first saw the painting because it was something that I felt would be very appropriate to speak about in the production itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think there's another artist in the production as well, Kelly Free Spirit, and next Thursday we're going to have her on the flyer. But additionally, one of the things that I want to do with our production, because we're expanding our production lineup now, as you know. So Monday, we have the new production that we launched this past Monday, which is Healing from Our Trauma, the Strength of a Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're listening to Tenisha, we're going to be developing Tenisha to host the art show, and we'll be showcasing a number of different artists on that production, as well as keeping Ren in the loop, because Ren is a curator, and what World Media Coalition Jazz Lovers Television Network is about.
Mm-hmm.
News, business, arts, culture, and entertainment. And the type of entertainment we're talking about and the type of arts we're talking about is what is being discussed today.
Yes.
She just finished attending an art exhibit up in Harlem. You want to speak about that, Isma?
Which art was that?
The art show that you were at in Harlem.
Oh, the Afrofuturism.
Yes.
Okay, Afrofuturism, cultural aesthetics that looks at the past, sort of in the Sankofa way, that brings us to the present, that projects our hopefulness regarding the future, and through technology, science, literature, and all of the other arts, which we have presented to the world time in memoriam. So that's what the Afrofuturism aesthetic looks at. And as it also looks at it in terms of fashion, which I believe was probably the first Afrofuturist aesthetic, because when you think of it, we always had to create our own fashion and style, whether it was some hand-me-down clothes from the enslaving masters, or whether it was us being conservationists and stewardists and environmentalists in the motherland, where we use everything of every product or animal that we had to eat to survive, or whatever the case may be. So we were always environmentalists, and we always used everything that was in our environment in a respectful and spiritual way. So we're the ones that determine the fashion of Fifth Avenue. So they're the ones that come and copy from us, and that they make the millions and millions. So that's what the piece that I put into the Afrofuturism exhibition was more for looking at apparel, how we take bits and pieces of material, such as the enslaved mothers did with creating those grand quilts that now have been going on exhibit around the country for the longest time, taking bits and pieces of fabric, putting it together, and now they are seen as aesthetic and artistic pieces. And then we look at the, as we said before, the torn up jeans. We had to wear torn up jeans by force, not by choice. So now you can buy a pair of those for $300 to $500, which is something that we had to contend with when we didn't have a choice. So all of our creativity, when we were brought over here, was from day one. The invention of the cotton gin in the Industrial Revolution that later on alleviated, the enslavement from picking cotton. So we look at everything, the peanut butter, all of those things. We look back and see that we are the ones that need to reclaim our greatness through our ingenuity and our inventive minds. So we just need to use that and go forward to find our self-determination through everything that we can do already, and not being captured still by consent. Now, the consent to be enslaved now is by consent, because we don't do anything about it. So that's all I have to say on that.
One of the things that I'm sorry, Ren. One of the things that I spoke about earlier, and I spoke with this briefly with Frickson and Ahmad. Moving forward into November, World Media Coalition is going to produce the 5 Elements of Hip Hop Awards ceremony. And that's going to be an expression and an event coming out of our production platform to be able to bring people's focus on one of the most important, or the most important element of hip hop, which is the knowledge. And when you look at the other elements, you got graffiti, you got breakdance, you got spoken word and DJing, and you look at Tenisha's piece of art, that can also be considered graffiti, because graffiti is abstract art anyway. So, and everyone, including Ren, we want to make sure that you guys are involved with that production moving forward. I'm sorry for cutting you off, and go ahead and speak.
Oh, no. I mean, by all means, it's just an honor, privilege, and pleasure to be here. What I was just going to piggyback off of when she was talking about Afrofuturism is this idea that Afrofuturism was actually, the term was created in the 90s by a guy named, I think his name was Mark Derry, and he's a white guy. So it realistically is, and she pointed this out so eloquently, the fact that Afrofuturism actually goes way deeper than the term itself. There were people way back in the past who were Afrofuturists, like Sly and the Family Stone, or George Clinton, all the way up to Outkast and Sun Ra. There were all of these incredible Afrofuturists who were doing it all through music. But what I think is important is that we don't get sidetracked by that term or that phrase Afrofuturism. I think what we really should anchor ourselves in is the source of where Afrofuturism comes from. And that, I think, is what we've always done as a people and what we continue to do.
Ren, I want to speak with you about specifically, you as a curator and your art gallery displays and art shows. I'd like to, if it's possible, to bring some of my artwork there. And it's not paintings, but I do crystal healing staffs. And they're known as Shem Ged Harpis Seneb the Chair, spirit healing walking staffs, and Geb Seneb medicine sticks. And I had a couple of them the other night.
I saw those. Those were incredible.
Yeah, so I like to be able to include them, if it's all right with you, in your art shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's talk about it and figure it out. I'm 1000% in.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Tenisha, I also see your piece as she's a warrior. She's like a queen warrior. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you that well.
I said I also see your piece as a queen warrior.
Yes, the infinity notes. Mm-hmm. Yes, a lot of people actually don't see the queen at the bottom, funnily enough. That is the abstract. Those are more of my familiar techniques. You know, people sometimes, they mostly see the masculine divinity face. In that piece, Infinity Notes, I felt like I put the form of masculine divinity to be felt and a form of feminine divinity to be felt. But I get a lot of comments as a feedback on the man. But yes, the woman with the moon in her face, for me, she is the goddess. And the entirety of the picture is in her headdress. You know, I know that we could not be nothing if we wouldn't be if we weren't unified. Still, there is so much that is determined, you know, by the influence of the mother.
Well, you'll have to hear Maka Kuvu tell the version of the woman. He has the story, so he'll tell it on here from time to time. So you'll have to hear that.
I'm sure that I will enjoy it. I am not taking anything away from masculine divinity. That's why that picture is the way it is. A lot of times I feel like, you know, the man, the depiction of the man is very big and is very present, and we want and need him there, you know. Still so much rests, you know, on your foundation, you know, the way we develop inside of the mother, the one who is responsible for how our mental progresses. You know, if her mental is not well, and she is the mother, is the name of God, you know, on the lips of the child. So that is where we look to, you know. As much as we depend on our fathers to protect us as well, we tend to run to our mother's lap and we look for him to shield us both. So that's, in a grand way, another way to see Infinity Notes. But there are just so many things that are infinitely involved in our development, past, present, and future. It may only be notes to share, you know. One of the things that, you know, it's not an exact quote, but an information that has always stuck with me from Khalil Gibran was that words are but crumbs that fall from the feast of the mind, you know, and a picture always says 1,000 words. That's not his, that's somebody else's. But just the attempt to relay your truth is an infinite thing and an infinite process. And if there was any way for me to give my imagination of that story, it would have to involve both divinities, and it does for me.
Guys, I'm gonna.
You truly have a voice. You truly have a voice, Tenisha.
Lift the woman you made the nation.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it was an honor, privilege, and pleasure to chat with you guys today. I'm going to run, but I'm going to look forward to talking with you all in the future.
Yes.
And wish everybody much success on your endeavors.
Yes, thank you, Ren.
Thank
And
you.
I followed you, so follow us back.
Always, you as well.
Good stuff. All right,
thank you for coming, Ren.
Before you go,
thank you.
Want to say that to be able to provide a platform where artists can not only display their work in the media, but also talk about it, gives us the ability to broaden the outreach for young people to be inspired to be artists as well.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. Well, you guys take care. I'll talk to you next time.
All righty. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.
All right, you too. All right, now, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tenisha. Make sure you put your information in the chat. Did you figure that out?
No. I so apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it.
I'm looking at it, and it was sort of a challenge for me to get this set up. I thought I knew what I was doing. I still have a lot to learn. So I appreciate everybody's patience and understanding in regards.
That's okay. That's okay. But we look to have you back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here, and I definitely look forward to coming again.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I also looking on some pictures and logotypes, and now open again the site of Hip Hop Loves, and also ask Rene. I see the heart, and in the middle the Haiti. Why you choose the Haiti, not Jamaica or Nigeria? Why Haiti?
Well, yeah, we have that for different. We created these logos for different areas that we work with. So that's wonderful that you'll see on the site. Like we also have it for Rio. We also have for Brazil. We also have for Philadelphia, New York, other places that we work for as well. But in 2016, when the hurricane hit, we went down and we did some fundraisers, and we also went down and provided, did some workshops and provided materials and food and other products for people who were, who suffered during that time. And actually, currently, right now, we are working on actually a compilation that will be coming out on May 18th of this year. It's going to be called Hip Hop Loves Volume 1, Hip Hop for Haiti. And we have artists from all over the world that are participating in this. And once it's released, people who support that, all the funds that come from that will be putting into to fund and create, to do workshops in Haiti with youth. And we are working with Phoenix Unisteps. That's one, he has, he's part of Generation Hip Hop, the chapter in Haiti, and we'll be collaborating with them to just do these workshops. So we're really excited about this, and we feel it's something that's important. We just feel it's something important to do, and we're really excited about it.
Okay, thank you. And please tell what next plans you have for the Hip Hop Loves now in future.
Okay. Like I said, we're finishing up that project. We're actually in the beginning stages of working on a compilation. It's a compilation for Brazil that will be coming out on November 20th, which is Black Conscious Day in Brazil. We're working on a global empowerment cultural summit that we'll do next year in 2022. They're bringing people together as an event to do different panel discussion workshops and b-boy battle, a festival. And we're working on a few initiatives here in Rio to really expand the work we're doing in more favelas that we're working in now. We'll be doing some more stuff in Philadelphia. and in New York as well. And you know, we're open to what's happening here, and you know, throughout this whole, I guess you want to say, quote unquote, pandemic. You know, we've really, it's really even heightened how we've been leveraging to use technology, you know, to connect people and do the work that we're doing and be able to carry that on. Obviously, in some spaces, in some parts of the world, it's not as easy to facilitate workshops due to the fact of like internet connection and, you know, Wi-Fi and things of that nature. But you know, that's you know, the gist of what we're doing, and you know, we're totally open to you know, collabing with other people, you know, if it's a fit and you know, it makes right. So you know, that's basically the gist of it.
Okay, thank you very much. And also, yes, I hear you.
Bring up Guerrero de Luz, so Brother Sandy can see Guerrero de Luz as well as Sergey.
Sorry, don't understand.
I couldn't hear you.
Bring up Guerrero de Luz in Brazil.
Oh, Guerrero de Luz. Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen that, Sandy?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, bring that up, Frickson. Guerrero de Luz. That's a project that's in Brazil that we support with Amman.
Okay.
I can't quick find it. I need some time to find the link.
All right, I tell you what I'll do. I'm getting ready to park in a minute, so I'll find it and send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Also wanna ask you about connections with hip hop activists in Brazil and maybe government to support your events, or it's mostly on the street and between the people?
Mostly we've done, it's just people, you know, connection that we know hasn't been necessarily through the government per se as of now. You know, it's more kind of been a word of mouth or just a network that, you know, we've connected with and expanded. You know, I've had conversations with, you know, like even on the U.S. side, the consulate, and you know, here at MP. So you know, they support, you know, they'll support certain things to a capacity, but you know, just even as them being working for the U.S. government in certain places that we work in, they're not even allowed to enter just due to the fact of, you know, the situations that happen with that. But yeah, it's basically more to word of mouth. More, if you want to say, if you want to use the term grassroots, and you know, just people who support and, you know, feel the vibe of what we're doing.
Okay, thank you. And how today is Mohat move their projects in this COVID-19 times? What problems today you have to move your projects?
Well, basically, I mean, through COVID, I mean, yeah, it's tough because like here in Brazil, like, okay, you know, everybody doesn't, like, if you want to do something via using technology, it's not always as easy, just because even with use, you know, they don't have access to phones, laptops and things of that nature, just due to the fact of like, you know, just, you know, what the economic situation with that. So it's been a challenge. You know, we've been able to do stuff here and there in certain places as things are open up now. You know, we're having even more conversations around, you know, what we're going to be, what we plan to do, you know, and what we've been trying to do before that. So, you know, we haven't done as much as what we've normally been able to do, but, you know, as things are progressing, we'll be, you know, moving more. We actually flipped it a bit and started even doing some, you know, initiatives to just support people in the community from a level of like even being able to provide like food, kits, and, you know, different health products for people in different favelas here. So, you know, that was something, especially during the beginning stages of the pandemic, and, you know, moving in within months after that, that we really focused on. And we worked with a few organizations here, ACE Projects and Futuro Bon, in doing that. So.
Okay. I think I found the video that Makakovo asked me.
I have a question to Mr. Rene.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please ask your question.
Thank you. What about the situation for the medical issues, Mr. Rene, for the COVID-19? I mean, about the training for the healthcare workers. How about the situation? Do they need support for that?
Can you speak up a little louder? I can't really hear too well.
Yeah, because you have very bad internet signal access here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you better now, yeah.
Okay, my question regarding the medical situation of the staff, healthcare workers, for the training, for the IBC infection control and the case management. What about the situation? Do they need the support for that, or they are managing?
Does people give support for what?
The healthcare workers, those who are taking care of patients with COVID-19.
People taking care of patients with COVID-19. I mean, for that, like that's something that we don't really focus on as far as taking care of patients in regards to that. If that's what you're asking for my organization.
Yeah, I mean, how you are supporting that? How you are supporting that? Yes, my question, how you are supporting that? Are you providing for them a training?
No.
Part of your projects?
No, I mean, that's not kind of what our landscape is for our organization. Like we've supported people during the COVID times, you know, with providing food, health kits and things of that nature. But as far as training and all that stuff, that's not really our forte or like what our focal point on our mission is. So we haven't been, you know, doing that. There are other organizations here in Brazil and Rio that, you know, focus more upon that.
Okay, I have the video that Makako asked to play. He sent the link, and please stay with us. I don't take much your time. It is about 2 minutes. I will now show you.
Did that with kids from all over the world. What if we took these kids and these kids and let them interact together? What if we did that with kids from all over the world? I think we can make the world a better place. Guerreiros da Luz is an organization that wants to do exactly that. This organization, the idea for this organization started in 1998 when I was asked to represent the United States in a capoeira tournament in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. While I was there, I met a group of 6 kids who were homeless and living on the streets. Once they met me, they were stuck at my side, always asking questions and always happy. This really changed my life. Ever since then, I've dedicated my life to try and make this experience somebody else's experience as well. What we plan to do with Guerreiros da Luz is take kids from New York, LA, Africa, Japan, all over the world, and bring them in small groups of kids to interact with other groups of kids. The headquarters is going to be on Morro de Sao Paulo, Brazil. Morro de Sao Paulo is a little island off the coast of Bahia. It's full of nature, not a whole lot of media influence. It's a great place for kids to be kids, interact with life and each other. This fundraiser is to raise money with your contributions to build the headquarters, the world headquarters on Morro de Sao Paulo. This past summer, we were donated a plot of land on the island that has already been cleared to build this cultural center. Now it's time to take the next step and actually start the building process. We have a team of people that are working with this. We have architects, we have engineers, we have teachers, and if you put all of our experience together working with kids, we have over 60 years of experience. This is a great project. It's a world unity project, and it's something that we can all get together and help and share and do our part to change the planet, to change the world, because the children are the future, and we need to do something to make sure that they have a future to take care of.
Nice.
So
Now,
this is
Ahmad is in Brazil.
Yeah, that's my project in Brazil here.
yeah, Amar with us today. Today, yeah, Amar today have no classes.
No.
Today is free day.
The older kids are still on vacation. It's still summertime to them. They like, yeah, we're gonna be out on the beach.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, so they rest now.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay.
Right on.
So we see that today we have hip hop have more elements also, not only the rap music and DJing and graffiti. We also have martial arts and not only knowledge but also healing and sports.
Yeah,
for the kids.
Spiritual hip hop, like the teacher says.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Truly a manifestation piece.
Van, you and Fiction want to take us out?
Yeah, we can. It's been an amazing day. I love the atmosphere of having a complete platform. We have went across all genres today. We've talked about how we can continue to equip our young people with what it is that they are needing in a day and a time and a climate that we're living in. Because if we as a people don't understand where our children are going and what it is that they need, not only in the space that they're living in, but mentally, what is going to be needed in order that they go where it is that they need to go in life and how they make a contribution to the next generation, we are going to be a lost people. And so we appreciate when we have the amazing guests that we've had today to come into our space, speak to us on the caliber and give us what it is that they have been given to do and how they move forward with our young people and with our older people, and to learn that not only how music and hip hop and education and reading and translating books to other languages will contribute to how we as a people continue to grow. We just thank you all for coming to our space on another Thursday. We ask that you meet us here next Thursday, 12 noon, with the Van Miller Talk Show. I found my voice. We'll see you soon. Have a great, great afternoon. Bye-bye.
A beacon of hope, I'm blowing out smoke. I'm getting high, writing rhymes with my head to the sky. I'm clapping at birds and giving praise. And you'll be amazed at what's displayed when the beat's played. Hey yo, this rhyme slays. Any rapper's irrelevant rant. This is your last chance. This is the change you've been waiting for, anticipating for. The metaphor is physical. This is why you did endure the hardship and tribulation, racism, humiliation. How can they shit on the people who truly built the station? And I'm debating whether I should bring the axe, the ox, the beast, the dragon, or the battle cat. This ain't no battle rap. I had to leave that ghetto crap and tell the ghetto fags that being ghetto should lead to positive acts. This is the poem to tell the people who push that we gon' push back. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Cold hands and freezing feet. Across the heartbeat like a simple loop on the NPC drum machines. Eyes wide open like a hook, looking to hunt his opponent. What a jerk, like scavengers, warfare the world want us to be. But I'm Egyptian, originally black, not white. Slavery exists in my today and on my past life. Not looking for money and jewels, just freedom to breathe and rights to choose. Hate is a myth, stop the evil from having his freedom and be stiff. Cause hip-hop is in him ever since he was born. But physical training was the main aim and the call. The discrimination turned his physical dreams into a lyrical war. So let me tell you, you and your, we should believe, love, dream, submit, commit, should fight and achieve the free human rights from the underground prison hell. And be aware, Rastafari movement is international. UNITED, RPM, Run DMC, Joker Screw, your ass, Pak Shakur. Most FK was one, Anwar Sadat, Yasser Arafat, Abdel Nasser, Luther King, Malcolm X. These are who we are representing on the streets. Cause positivity is the first step of peace. So get off your knees and let me hear you say, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, power Power to the people. The hood niggas in me can't escape from him, cause he grew up with me, cause he grew up in me. I know you still didn't meet the love of future husband you wish to have with me, you wish to have with me. I write you a poem to inspire your soul with my greatness. I mix my ink with the flower oil so you feel love of nature. To prove you're unreal, you need to understand my people need me, cause the hood nigga learned love from his people. That's why the love of kind of nigga you need has hard time breathing. Yeah, don't get it twisted, this is unconditional love, believe me. Power to the people. Power, power, power to the people. Power, 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 power to the people.
Power to the people in this room and around the globe. Peace you, everybody. Thank you.
Have a great day.